Hello, everyone. Welcome to Christopher's Entertainment Blog. I am your host, Chris. Welcome to my very first review and recap video for Legends of Tomorrow. This is episode one, guys, the pilot. Um, they had the pilots. I was really hoping we'd see both pilots, and now we gotta wait till next week to see the other half of this pilot, these two pilot episodes. I'm gonna have to say there has been so much hype for me personally for this show to see these characters come back. I mean, we have Rip Hunter, we have Hawkman, Hawkgirl, we have Firestorm, both Firestorm. We have um, Sarah Lance, who's White Canary. We have the Atom, and then we have Captain Cold and Heatwave. Um, you know, when I first found out that they were going to do this, I was like, wow, this seems insane, absolutely insane. To have all these characters together, fantastic. And there's been so much hype for a while. I mean, over a year. I mean, or so. Uh, as far as back as I can remember now, for this show. So I've been really looking forward to it, and I have to say, it's only the pilot, but I was a little underwhelmed. And it pains me to say that. I mean, I hate to do that. I was a little underwhelmed. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. It was good. It was okay, but it wasn't fantastic. I was like, wow, I got to have more. But for me, I will always give anything the benefit of the doubt. I mean, I will continue to watch the show, and I have to believe this show will evolve and get better and better and better over time. It might be one of these shows that start off really slow. There are so many characters on this show. It's hard to introduce all these characters. If you haven't been watching The Flash, Arrow, um, you're going to be in the dark a little bit. I think you're going to be in the dark a little bit. I mean, they tried to basically set up who these characters are, and I think you probably could watch the show without watching those other shows. But I mean, I don't know why you would want to. I mean, you would definitely get a lot more out of it and get more flavor and more backstory if you watched Arrow and The Flash. Um, and then you would find out, and you know who these characters are, because there's a lot of these characters, or all these characters except for Rip Hunter, who have been in either the Flash or Arrow or both or whatever. So they tried their, like I said, I think you can watch it, but it's going to be, I think you could go back and just try to get a recap of who these characters are and where they come from. But they tried to like establish, like the first 15 minutes or 20 minutes was just like all like setup, who these characters are, Rip Hunter, and he goes and then he asks these characters to come along with him. And then they go one by one by one by one in a row of these characters, like, oh, should we go or should we not go? It's just like, I didn't really care for those scenes. Really, it was just like, it just seems so weird to me, and it seemed very bad. It was just like, should we go, man? I mean, I don't know, And then you go to the next scene. I don't know if I want to go. And then you see Sarah and Laurel fighting. I don't know if I want to go. Should I go? So come on, get, So it was. I wasn't a big fan of that. But once they all got together on the ship and they took off, and then they're doing something, then it was like, okay, it's starting to get a little better. Um, and they go and they try to in 1975 they go to track down the professor, which I think was on one of the crossover episodes too of Arrow and Flash. They talked about this like professor that knows all about Vandal Savage and basically Hawkman and Hawkgirl, which is Professor is it Broadman or Broadman? I don't know. Broadman. And we find out that he is actually Hawkgirl's uh, son. I think Hawkman's too. I mean, it's their son. So um, that was interesting. I didn't think that. I was like, wow, okay, that's out of left field. Okay, so that was their kid. So there's that. I was like, okay, that was neat. I mean, that whole thing, and they're going in 1975. The best scene, my favorite scene was the bar scene, there were Heatwave, Captain Cold, and White Canary are in the bar, and then they start to fight. That was like my favorite part. I was like, oh, okay. And then you have the fight at the end with the bounty hunter Kronos or whatever. It was kind of cool, and then they're flying around, and then that's it. It was like, okay, that's our first pilot episode. And then we find out, Vandal Savage has got like a nuclear bomb or something. So, and then there was that, and that was it. I was like, wow. I mean, there's so much stuff that they had to set up. It was like that was like a whole episode. So I really hope the second pilot is actually better than the first pilot, because I think like 30 minutes or 20 minutes of that was just like it wasn't good. It was all set up, and then by the time it gets going, the show's over. The episode's over. So I was really hoping for something more. Vandal Savage didn't do much at all. And I like the Vandal Savage character. I think he was fantastic on the crossover Arrow Flash episode. So I'm hoping to see more of him, because I think he's a badass character. So, yeah. So, I mean, there wasn't enough of him. I was like, oh, damn. Although that opening scene with like everything being destroyed, it was like a Terminator type thing going on with destruction and like chaos and Armageddon and everything. And then he ends up shooting the woman, and then I didn't think he was going to do it. He shoots the kid. They didn't show it, but he shoots a child. I was like, wow, okay, so we're going to do something dark here. We find out that that's actually Rip Hunter's family, which I didn't see coming either. I was like, oh, okay. So now we get like a motivation, Rip Hunter, what he's doing, and he's defying the council or whatever it is, like the time like lords or something. I'm gonna say time lords, because it kind of reminds me of Doctor Who a little bit. Because, weird enough, he was actually on Doctor Who, the actor who plays Rip Hunter. So I thought that was kind of weird, kind of funny that now he's like a time lord in a way, and he's traveling around in a ship. So that was kind of funny. But he defies this council, this time traveling council or whatever. I don't know their name, the council's name though. But I'm trying to look it up, but I don't see it anywhere. But he defies them, and we find out he was lying the whole time. And the whole scene where he tells them, well, in the beginning he tells them, you're legends, you're like the best of the best, and like, oh yeah, and then at the end he's like, you're nobody, nobody cares about you. I was like, wow, okay, I like that scene, all those scenes was kind of cool. And the fact that they can change their destiny, they can make something of themselves doing this. So that's kind of interesting too, to see where this goes, and maybe some other superhero characters can come into it. So a little underwhelmed with the episode. It started to pick up towards the end. I wanted to see more, and the show ended. I was like, oh damn. So we'll have to wait till next week to see the second half of the pilot. So it's 2-part pilot. So I was really hoping that they should have showed both, man. They really should have showed both pilots, I think. But we got to wait till next week. I really hope we get to see more story, more of Vandal Savage. More of these characters finally getting a story going and going somewhere, and fighting or something. It should be interesting where they go. I mean, we got a lot of characters to deal with here, and I don't know where they're going to go with this. So, it should be very fascinating to see where we go from this point on. But yeah, guys, I thought the episode was okay. I think there's definitely room for an improvement there. I really hope that the second pilot's a little better, and I think the episodes will get better and better and better as we go on. I know the actress Jewel Staite has been signed on to be on this show, so that should be interesting. I really like her a lot. So she's going to be the character Rachel Turner, a tech genius, robotic, in the future. So a roboticist. I don't know how you say that. Roboticist. I don't know. In the future, yeah. So I mean that should be interesting. And Cisco, I think, is going to be on the episodes, and I think they're even talking about bringing Jonah Hex into this show. So I mean that's okay. Ra's al Ghul as well. Matt Nable, that was on Arrow, bringing him in there. Damien Dark. I mean, of course, the Flash. I mean, we've seen some of Arrow, Stephen Amell, Oliver. We've seen some of him on this episode. So I think they have a lot of other characters they can draw from and bring in, if they want to. So I mean that should be interesting. And of course, they're going back through time, so they can like talk to all these old characters that we've seen before. So that should be cool. Um, but yeah, guys, if there's anything I might have missed, please write in the comments below. I'm really interested to continue doing these for Legends of Tomorrow because it looks like a fascinating show. I've been really waiting for this show. This episode was a little downer, but I think that I'm still going to hold out hope that this show is going to be really great as we move on. So please write in the comments below if there's anything I might have missed. Please like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And I will be back again next week for the second half of this first pilot next week. So thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy.